Charles, have you done a review?
Yes.
How did it go? Talk us through some of the key points.
Yeah, look, the key point was our team defence. Probably just wasn't at the level. Look, there's still a bit of work to do on our contest, which wasn't at the level against GWS. But it was mainly around our team defence as a team and allowing Carlton, who are in a pretty good space for their ball movement, the amount of entries we did just wasn't at the level.
Was there
a lot around our communication as a young group. We are working on that in training, but our ability, especially when the momentum's against us, to help each other and help your teammate in defence with our communication organisation was probably the key point. Yeah, no, definitely, and hopefully we can respond. I think with next couple of games at home, and I think we can work on that defence and our game around the contest and hopefully respond really well.
How do you get a response given that it's kind of following a little bit of a similar script to last year to an extent? Yeah, what are the lessons you learned from that?
Yeah, I suppose especially look at our ability to score in different ways as well. We were really strong at scoring from stoppage early in the year. We were number one, and that's completely gone. So we are finding ways to score from intercept now. But then we've lost our score from stoppage. So what is that? Is that our power away from stoppage, or is it our ability to win the ball and win our contest head of the ball? So there's a few things like that we're looking at.
In the review, did you kind of identify, maybe feel like there was a lack of maybe physicality to be able to go with Carlton's big body midfielders?
Yeah, obviously we put some time into Cripps, but he's a pretty special player and has done that to a lot of teams. He's one of the probably best players in the comp at the moment. Look, their midfield is really strong. They've been working together for a while now. Ours are still relatively inexperienced, but look, they fought pretty well at times. As I said, it was mainly our defence as a team that probably let us down the most.
Does that open up, I guess, the door for Matt Krause to come back in after sample? It seemed like he did everything that was asked.
Possibly. He actually played really well. A fantastic attitude. He played well, but also Jake Saligo played really well because he's helped Jake there and supported him, but he got clearances, he pressured around the ball, and he's a pro, Matt, and he could come back in the team. I think our points were strong, but I definitely wouldn't say blood on the wall. Burnsy did a really good job. There's a lot of clarity in what we didn't do well and what we need to improve on. So look, it was a strong review, and we followed up that with our lines as well, where we all worked individually in our lines to get things right.
Again, last week just given similar sort of whilst there was further clarity in players and they left the review to what they had to fix.
Yeah.
So the execution was a question there.
Yeah, and as I said last week, it was mainly around the contest, and there was, look, third quarter aside, there was still some good efforts around the contest, so we did improve in some parts. Yes, we didn't play 4 quarters, but unfortunately, again, at Marvel, quick deck, if you don't defend and you don't explode and get set in defence, again, Carlton, who are in a pretty good space offensively at the moment, especially with those 2 key forwards, it was always going to end up that way, so that was the most disappointing thing.
How's Rahilly tracking?
Yeah, quite good. He's got back from COVID. He didn't have it too bad, so the COVID protocols, and he's had a little bit of a knee issue, but it looks like he'll be ticked to play. Now the sample don't play this week, so we'll have to make a decision on where he fits, but that'll be a bit of a HPT decision now.
As a forwards player, what's kind of best for his development? Playing at AFL level, and learning, like I said, being able to actually,
Yeah, look, he had a few things he was working on and a few body things he was working on as well, but he was due probably to come back in now. That was the plan, and then obviously COVID and a few other things have put that aside, but he's definitely getting close, and there will be discussion definitely for this week.
Would you say he's likely?
Again, we'll probably have to get together because to see if he's done enough because he's just come out of COVID, but I think the body will be right to go. Yeah. I can say that as much.
Wayne's number one, I guess. Has he got enough, games at sample level to come back?
I think he's got enough games, yeah. Has he done enough? Because there's a few other guys in the sample down back that are doing really well as well. I think Will Hamill wasn't too bad on the weekend when he came in. Brodie Smith comes back. But yeah, to get Wayne in would be great with his ball use down back and his composure on the footy.
How tricky is it to, I guess, strike that balance of, you've got a lot of young people, younger players on the 2 AFL level, but you've also got, Matt and Wayne down at the sample level, and, their experience might help you out.
Yeah, I think at our best, Wayne and Matt are in our team. So, yeah, they have been given a few focus areas to work on, and I'm pretty sure they're going to tick those boxes pretty quickly and be back in the team. There's a little, well, as I said, his ball use is fine. I think he's going to play down back. It's probably those little extra defensive efforts that we need to get done. Just to feel really confident in him. And look, he's had 2 years off. He's had a couple of really good games, and he's starting to get that consistency.
Do you think like it was meant to be just a fitness now 6 games? Do you feel like he's ready to get to it?
I think so. I think he says he's ready, and I think the plan was for him to have him back before now, and he could be in this week. We have those discussions every week, so yeah. When we'll have match committee, we'll discuss him again.
This is match committee, obviously.
Yes.
Could you just share with us some of the discussions around Crouch? I know you touched on it, but
Yep.
just some of the things that led to him being.
Yeah, I think he said it himself. He's still, his pressure around the ball and his ability to win clearance is still really strong. I think the ability to penetrate with the ball and hurt the opposition with the ball is something he wants to work on and get better at. Whether it's finding a short or it's getting out of a stoppage and really getting it deep inside 50. There's a few things like that he's come out and said himself that he'd like to work on. Yeah. That's definitely the case. Yeah, that's been. Well, even back when I played, there's no doubt there's guys that play it at a high level. But in saying that, we're really happy with how the sample's going. They're pretty strong, and the boys are really knocking on the door. Our squad is pretty even at the moment, and match committees are going for a fair while at the moment, which is good.
What's the Fish
Yes. Yeah. Well, Fisher's credit to him. He's got his body in really good nick, and his footwork ahead of the ball has improved a hell of a lot, which is allowing him to mark the footy. And he looked really dangerous, especially the week before. Took a couple of marks and kicked a couple of goals. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. We've got a lot of backs, we've got definitely too many in the sample. But Fish has played forward and can see him playing forward. So yeah, definitely give him a go there.
Is that a permanent change? Like if he was given an AFL call like we see now.
Well, I think we need another option there for sure. So I've got no problem if he continues to play the way he is and improve it. He could definitely play at the level for sure. Yeah, but is it I don't know. I don't know.
Is that a bit of a kick up the backside for Fogan for Filthy, who that haven't been able to force their way in?
A little bit at times, but I think it's good to have enough key forwards to choose from, especially when they're all quite young and still inexperienced. So it's good that we've got a few options there.
Lockie Lance probably hasn't had his most productive month after a couple of good weeks. Is there a window for Fogg there perhaps to...
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. I think Fogg's been in pretty good form. He kicked 2 goals 4 on the weekend, which is usually a really good shot on goal. But yeah, that's an option, and that's what we're working on with guys like Elliott and Lockie. Their good games are really good, and then their average games are not, and we're trying just to minimise that a little bit. So we're getting there with them.
Just one random question. Jason Horne-Francis has put off negotiations for the end of this year. It'd be nice to have a player that South Australian talent considering coming home, if that's the case.
Yeah, I enjoy watching Jason Horne-Francis, but yeah, that's completely out of my hands. But he's a good South Australian boy. Yeah, look, I think we had some really good games. Obviously, early the last couple of games, not as much because we need to take contested marks when the ball movement isn't what we want it. So when we're not moving the ball like we want to, the boys have to stand up and take some contested marks. We're not at the level that I want us to be at the moment. I still think our ground level game is really strong. Our ability to pressure most of the time is really strong. But we do need to clunk the ball when we're not delivering it as well as we should. Yeah, he's really strong. He's going really well. Texan's going okay too. And as I said, I'm really happy with the role the small guys are playing. Yeah, we just need to work on our inexperienced tools, just marking the footy a little bit more, and they know that. Yeah, we've been pretty strong on that. Yes, Murph, he's had a scan and I think he's been cleared of pretty much everything. So, yeah, I don't know if he'll have a massive training session, but I think he'll come up and he'll be right.
They'd be able to come back this week after his fitness.
Oh, I hope so. The energy that boy has in my office all the time is... Yeah, and look, we probably missed him on the weekend. To be honest, his defensive pressure, his communication's really strong. So, yeah, it'd be good to get him back.
Just the whole Matthew Nick's process, is he playing any less of a role in the selection process because he can't be there, he can't be training? And what's the process?
No, he'll definitely have a strong presence in match committee. He's been in all our meetings. It was probably just the game that he just held back a bit and let Burnsy and the coaching staff take the reins there. He was still messaging, which was great, but he hasn't missed any meetings, and he'll get his thoughts across for sure.